Are you married but sleeping on the couch? Um, if you are, then this video is for you. And I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach and the creator of the Hero Husband Project. And a lot of couples sleep apart. And in fact, one of the things I like best about being married is sleeping with my husband. And I'm not talking about sex, guys. I'm actually talking about being able to reach out and touch him in the night. I also am cold all the time, so he's a wonderful source of heat. But there are a lot of couples that don't sleep together. And sometimes that's a physical thing. Sometimes maybe there's somebody snoring or whatever. And I do think that it's important to try to figure that out. But I'm not talking about those couples. I'm talking about those of you who are not sleeping together. Maybe one of you's on the couch, maybe one of you's in a different room because you're angry. And I am not a proponent of not going to bed angry, but I'm also not a proponent of separating unless you absolutely have to. Because one of the things is when we're sleeping, we can actually calm down and we can actually make up with our partners in our hearts if they're right next to us. And one of the other things that really bothers me about somebody sleeping on the couch is who's making that decision? Because quite frequently, one of the people is telling the other person that they have to go sleep on the couch. And it's frequently the wife telling the man that he's got to leave. And this kind of brings up for me the same response as a woman who wants a divorce, but then is telling her husband to leave the house. If you want to be alone, then you're the one who should go. Now, I've been with my husband for almost 37 years, and we have slept apart on occasion. And the worst was about a year ago when he had COVID and we were sleeping in separate rooms for a month. I really missed him. And in all of that time, we have only slept apart out of anger once. And it actually was about 2 years ago. And, normally we get upset with each other. We're just normal people, right? But this was the first time that one of us got so angry that we decided we needed to sleep someplace else. And it was an unusual circumstance. We usually don't do that. Even if we're bothered with each other, we usually will just roll over, keep our backs to each other and go to sleep. And sometime in the night, we reconnect. This particular time, though, I broke two of my cardinal communication rules. Things got a little heated. I got mad and I left. Highly unusual, but I was the one I didn't tell him he had to leave. I got up and I left because I was the one who was angry. I was the one who needed space. And this is not what happens in a lot of occasions. And here's the problem with you leaving your bedroom because your wife says you have to. How do you get back in? Because that means it's not your bedroom. And by your, I mean the two of you. It becomes her bedroom. And in marriage, the only thing I say that are yours and mine are our shoes and our underwear. Okay, I'm not, otherwise we have an hour, right? This is our bedroom. This is our life. And one person doesn't get to be the ruler and determiner of that. Because here's the thing. With my husband and me, it was one night. The next morning, we apologized to each other. We made up. Everything was fine. But for too many people, that becomes a habit. You either are sharing separate rooms, you decide, or whatever the reason is. Maybe one of you actually is spending most of the time on the couch. And it's not funny. You see it in TV shows. It's a joke. Somebody's sleeping on the couch. It's not funny. And the longer you stay apart, the harder it is to come back together, right? especially if you actually take up residence in a separate room. Now, again, I have to be clear, I'm not talking about the people who truly have difficulty sleeping in the same bed for one reason or another. I'm talking about you separating because you're unhappy with each other. And the longer you stay that way, and I get it, I understand you don't want to have that fight at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get it. And it doesn't have to be a fight. What it is, no, I am going to go to bed in my bed. Other options are on the table, but I'm not leaving my part of the, where I choose to sleep, right? And you don't have to do it harshly. And sometimes and if you're upset, I recommend just climbing into bed, rolling over, turning out the light, and going to sleep, and not having a conversation until the next day. I get that a lot of this is done because you don't think you have a choice, but you do. You always have a choice. And I also get that sometimes you do it because you don't want to make her any more upset with you than she already is. But part of that is seeding the ground that you really don't want to seed. So if you really want to know how to resolve this, how to get back into your bedroom, into your bed, into your marriage, then I invite you to send me a confidential direct message or put a comment down below, and I will be happy to answer you and happy to talk with you and share with you how you can get off the couch and back into your room and back into your marriage once and for all, without anger, without ceding who you are or getting into a fight with her. But this is the first step to making your marriage great. And hopefully you found that helpful. And until next week, stay loving.